Hello, everyone. Well, we are still here, and our solidarity with the Palestinian people is still and always will be unbreakable. We commemorate 77 years of the Nakba that never ended, and we affirm, as always, our total commitment to the Palestinian people's right of return. Return is their right, and it is their will, and it will happen. We stand here today to honor and grieve for all the beautiful lost Palestinians, for Mahassan al-Khatib, for Fatma Hassona, for Hossam Shabat, for the medics, for the prisoners, for the dads who put the pieces of their children in plastic bags, for the moms cradling the bloody shrouds of their babies, for the children who were born and died in the genocide, for all the lost and broken children of Gaza, and for all the loves in Palestine. The Nakba is ongoing because of the decades of impunity granted to apartheid Israel by the international community, including this state. This impunity has led to and enabled 19 months of genocide, of people starved, bombed, maimed, ethnically cleansed, incarcerated, tortured, and 19 months where the rogue state of Israel has committed atrocity after atrocity against the Palestinians, openly, brazenly, with no consequences. They burned people in tents alive and nothing happened. They bombed every hospital and nothing happened. They ethnically cleansed over 40,000 people in the West Bank. They tortured doctors to death, mass murdered journalists and aid workers. They executed medics. They murdered over 17,000 children, over 62,000 people. They are committing crimes too numerous to list every day, and nothing happens. Today is National Famine Commemoration Day, and it is fitting and terrible that we are witnessing and raging against the forced starvation of the Palestinian people. The famine in Gaza is Israeli made, it is US made, and it is EU made. Every single person who dies of hunger has been murdered by Israel with the complicity of the international community. Our ancestors knew the physical pain, the emotional pain, the trauma caused to an entire society by being starved. We know how famine tears apart the body, the soul, the community. Today, members of our government will commemorate the Great Famine here, while they do nothing to stop the starvation of the Palestinian people. We will not let this hypocrisy stand. How is this country, with our history of forced starvation, of colonizer-made famine, standing back and doing nothing while Israel starves 2 million people to death? We have a generational connection to what is being done to our sisters and brothers in Palestine, and we have a generational obligation to stop it. Last week, Simon Harris said, people will look back and say the world did not do enough for Gaza, as if he is just an observer and not someone who has the power to do something, to sanction Israel and to stop this. Micheál Martin said the starvation of people in Gaza is a war crime. Correct, Micheál Martin. And as a war crime, there must be consequences and there must be accountability. But he is also doing nothing For 2 years, all we have is empty words and no action, and Ireland's complicity with this genocide deepens. We continue to trade with Israel. The government is still blocking the Occupied Territories Bill and the Divestment Bill. Israeli weapons of death fill our skies. The US military's use of Shannon Airport increases by the day. The central bank facilitates the sale of Israel's war bonds. They criminalize protest and try to sneak in the racist IHRA definition. Simon Harris said he does not believe weapons being used in Gaza were being flown through Irish skies, but our friends from the ditch have told him about tons of weapons going through our airspace, and the airlines admit it. If the ditch can find this information, why can't the Department of Transport? Why can't the Taoiseach? Because they refuse to. And this is full complicity in Israel's genocide. There are an average of 4 US warplanes in Shannon Airport every day. Last Sunday, the Gardaí refused to inspect a US warplane that was on the runway as we stood there. This state is up to its neck in Israel's genocide, and it has to stop. And we know the US is a full and active partner in this genocide. Trump, like Biden before him and every US government, funds and arms these crimes. And shame on our government for allowing their troops and warplanes use Shannon Airport. The EU also stands indicted. Ursula von der Leyen gave the green light for this genocide. Shamefully, it is Israel's largest trade partner. They send planes to fight the fires in Israel while Palestinians are digging the broken bodies of their loved ones out of the rubble with their bare hands. Since Trump's election, we have seen a much more heavy-handed attitude to the Palestine solidarity movement here, with activists harassed, physically hurt, strip-searched and arrested. Our government is more upset by our movement than they are by Israel's genocide. They would love us to shut up and go away, but we are not going anywhere. We will always stand with the Palestinian people. And to our government we say, no more excuses. You must enact the Occupied Territories Bill. Enact the Divestment Bill and the Arms Embargo Bill. Stop the central bank funding genocide. Stop weapons to Israel going through Irish airspace and Irish airports. Drop the anti-Palestinian IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. Get the US military out of Shannon and sanction Israel now. And we have also had enough of 19 months of racist media framing, of underreporting, of regurgitating the lies of the Israeli state and military as if they are credible sources. As if Netanyahu is not wanted by the ICC for war crimes. As if Israel is not under investigation for genocide. And as if the Israeli military does not lie all the time. And now complicit politicians, governments and institutions are panicking that they might be found guilty of collusion in genocide. Well, too late. We will never forget, and there will be accountability for them. They will have their time in the dock after all the Israeli war criminals have been tried. It was absolutely obscene that on Nakba Day, when Israel murdered over 120 Palestinians, it was allowed to perform in Eurovision and will again tonight. Shame on the EBU for giving Israel a platform to artwash its apartheid and genocide. And well done to the former participants and the journalists who called on the EBU to expel Israel and for RTE to boycott. We want Israel out of Eurovision, out of FIFA, out of UEFA, out of the UN, totally isolated and boycotted for the rogue genocidal apartheid state it is. We reject the racist status quo where calling out genocide is treated worse than committing genocide. We are proud of our artists, like our former Eurovision participants, like the Murder Capital, like Kneecap, and all the artist community who have stood strong for Palestine. And we are proud, all of us, of this movement of love, this movement for freedom, equality, and justice. We have sustained our energy, commitment, and hope for 19 months. We can look back, Simon Harris, and know that we tried. We refused to be silent. We didn't turn away. We know that the struggle for freedom for Palestine is a struggle for all of our freedom. That Palestinian liberation will be liberation for all of us. And we keep going because the darkest moment is exactly when you don't give up and don't give in to despair. Palestinians are fighting for their very survival, and the least we can do is fight for them. Because the best people in the world, the ones who teach us life every day, the courageous, dignified, defiant heroes of Palestine, never give up. We send our love, as always, from our community of solidarity in Ireland, from our hearts to the Palestinian heroes of Gaza. We salute the nurses, the medics, the journalists, the fishers, the teachers, the artists, the rescuers, the cooks, all the givers of life. We stand with every Palestinian in the West Bank, in Gaza, in the refugee camps, in the prisons, in exile, who from 1948 to now, down the generations, for 77 years of Nakba, have existed and resisted. And make no mistake, they will win. From Rafah to Jenin to Jerusalem, Palestinians will open their doors with their precious keys. They will travel the length of their free country. They will put back every stone in Gaza, replant every farm. They will fish the whole sea. And they will tear down every checkpoint, every prison, and every wall. They will have justice and they will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Free Palestine.